Is Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, the stock market big bull, still alive? Hi my besties, this is Vivek from Learners Cafe. It was shocking for me and the stock market and finance industry when we came to know that the ace investor, the big bull, and the Warren Buffett of India, who was widely known for his stock market predictions and bullish outlook, is no more. But I seriously don't agree with that. I believe he is still alive. So with this conviction, let me share you all that I have known about Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. Majority of stock market investors would have dreamt of becoming like Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, would have seen him as an inspiration. I did. I have dreamt and I have been inspired. The ace investor was born on 5th of July 1960 in Hyderabad and grew up in a Rajasthani Marwari family in Bombay, where his father worked as a commissioner of income tax. He has two brothers and two sisters. His brothers has completed a chartered accountant as like him, and he is the youngest in the family. He graduated from Sydenham College and thereafter he enrolled at the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. He got married on 22nd February 1987 to Rekha Jhunjhunwala, who is also an investor in stock market. The couple had three children. One daughter named Nishta was born on 30th June 2004 and twin sons Ariman and Aryavi was born on 2nd March 2009. He loved to watch good movies at his free time, which inspired him to produce some good movies like English Winglish, Kika, Shamitab and Padman. It was informed that the ace investor breathed his last on 14th August 2022 at around 6:45 in the morning, which I personally don't believe. He had an estimated net worth of $5.8 billion, making him the 438th richest person in the world. He loves to do charity and he planned to give a large portion of his wealth to charity. So how a common man did become the big bull in stock market? It was his childhood days that Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala first developed an interest in the stock market, while his father, who was an income tax officer, was discussing with his friends about investments. At that time, his father didn't realize that these conversations would create a big bull and his son would grow up to become a billionaire investor or one of the India's richest and would one day known as India's Warren Buffett. I admire his humble attitude. He often requests not to compare with Warren Buffett as he was far ahead in terms of wealth, success and maturity. If you had paid attention to Jhunjhunwala's journey, his father said yes to him to dip his toes in the stock market ocean, but denied him with any financial assistance and prevented him from asking friends for money. But did that stop him? Never. Starting out his journey with nothing but a meek investment of rupees 5,000 in 1985 when Sensex was around 150 points, and his investment reached 11,000 crore by September 2018. He made his first significant profit by borrowing a sizable sum from his contacts in 1986 to purchase 5,000 shares in Tata Steel, which is now called Tata Consumer, at the rate of rupees 43. He was confident that markets had underestimated the potential of the company, and within months the stock rose to rupees 143 and he had tripled his money. Post that, nothing could stop him. He made a leveraged bet on the iron ore exporter Sisa Goa in the late 1980s. He purchased the stock between 60 to 65 per share and sold it for 2,200 rupees. His timing was fortunate. He managed all his investments on his privately owned stock trading firm Rare Enterprises, derived its name from the first two letters of his name and that of his wife Rekha. He was the right person at the right place with the right attitude for him to become the big bull. So let's look at his portfolio. The big bull would never stop growing. He had sizable investments in more than 50 companies, the most valuable being the watch and the jewelry maker Titan. If you had noticed, he would have invested in most of the Tata companies like Titan, Tata Motors, Tata Communication, Rallis India and Indian Hotels. what we commonly know as Taj Hotels. This shows his trust in the Tata Group. Other sizable investments include Star Health Insurance, Metro Brands, NCC Limited, Nazara Technologies and Bill Care. He was also more interested to invest in sectors like infrastructure, pharma and banks. He was also the chairman of Hungama Media and Aptech and sat on the board of directors of firms such as Viceroy Hotel, Concord Biotech, Provogue India and Geojit Financial Services. While he was actively engaged with investment analysis and with relaxation techniques like smoking and drinking, he missed to engage with healthy habits. He did not care much about his health, so he partnered with diabetes and cardiac issues and lost both his kidneys. He had not been keeping well for the last few months and seen on a wheelchair at recent public events or even when our Prime Minister Modi ji met him. He was so keen in starting a low-cost airline and he launched Akasa Air just a week before he was informed dead, wherein he had teamed up with the ex-Jet Airways CEO Vinay Dubey and former Indigo head Aditya Ghosh to launch India's newest budget carrier. The airline began its commercial operations this month with its maiden flight from Mumbai to Ahmedabad. Many airlines were struggling to make profits and be sustainable. When he was asked, why into an airline business when most of them are struggling to make profits, the Big Bull had told the media he was ready for failure. That was really a very strong statement. I believe he definitely had a vision, probably to make air travel affordable with better processes. Everyone in the finance and the stock market industry would be aware of the ace investor, the Big Bull, the Indian Warren Buffett, as he had shared so much awareness, knowledge and influenced millions of people to stay invested to become wealthy. He always wanted to stay in stock market till his last breath, which so happened to be true as per his or God's wish. I believe investing is never going to stop, and so do the investors. He has taught so much to the investing world and he will stay alive in the hearts and minds of millions of investors. He will be immortal as there is no end for investing and there will always be someone breathing to invest, to remember his principles, his strategy, his ideas and his advice. So let's pay tribute to him by remembering him and the knowledge he had given. I would like to highlight here his top 10 principles and his strategy for all the investors to remember him and be successful. Number 1. Build a fighting spirit. One has to build a fighting spirit. Take the bad with the good when market goes into the grip of bears. When you are convinced about the business model of a company and its sustainability, there is no need to get panicked from the short-term sentiments. So go with your conviction and stick to your investments. Number 2. Respect the market. Have an open mind. Know what's at stake. Know when to take a loss. Be responsible. Don't show your ego or emotions. Stock market has its own rules and it moves on the basis of these rules. One can make money only when these rules are respected. Number 3. Be ready for losses. Losses are part and parcel of stock market investors' life. You can't be correct all the time, and hence when you are in the markets to make money, you should be ready to book losses as well, rather behaving like a stubborn investor. Number 4. Success requires passion. Big Bull was of the opinion that one can succeed in any field with passion, but in stock market, it has a big role to play. His advice for investors was prepare themselves for the market even after loss and continue investing with the thumb rule of buy, hold and forget. He used to advise investors to hold a stock as long as one can. Number 5. Do your homework before making an investment. Never invest at unreasonable valuations. Never run for companies which are in limelight. He strictly followed this rule and used to advise new age investors to look at the valuations of the stock before making any investment decision instead of news making stocks. Number 6. Don't make hasty decisions. Hastily taken decisions always result in heavy losses. Take your time before putting money in any stock. So an investor should take time before making any investment decision, and then one needs to follow with one's conviction instead of short-term market sentiments. Number 7. Markets won't change for you. One should see the world as it is rather than what you would like to see or what you would like to be. So, to become a successful stock market investor, it is important to be a part of stock market proceedings and sail with it rather trying to change it on your own. Number 8. Be bold. Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has power and magic in it. So one should take stock market shopping like any other shopping. As you try to buy goods at cheapest possible rate, you should do the same thing while buying stock as well. So one should have a habit of buying during corrections. Number 9. Never time the market. Stock markets are always right and no one can time the market. Big Bull was of the opinion that one should enter or exit on the basis of market timing instead of timing the market on its own. So when your investment goal is achieved, you should book profits, and when the market is not behaving the way you wanted, you should be ready to exit your position as well. Number 10. Go against the wave. Buy when others are selling and sell when others are buying. This famous quote of his is being used by various investment advisors, suggesting buying of a stock at discounted price and selling when the price is on the rise. So what is his stock picking mantra? The Big Bull always looked at growth, valuation, liquidity and the company's cash flow. He says, I pay a price for picking the wrong companies too. When I buy companies, I am adopting them. If they don't deliver, then I have made a mistake in choosing them. Some of his friends claim that when he believes in a story, he backs his conviction with a large sum of money. For instance, he owned substantial stakes in Bata and McDowell's because of the size of the opportunity. He has since exited these stocks and not with very substantial gains. He also said, time has taught him to be flexible. Being flexible has helped him become a better stock picker. You have to accommodate others' point of view. His friend Kalpraj Dharamshi says that he always takes contrarian calls because that is where the opportunity lies. If a stock has been discovered by the market, then the valuation will reflect that. He had also mentioned how much our money we earn, that doesn't matter. How much charity we do and how much we help the people, that is what matters at the last stage. Now whatever he has earned, he used to spend only 15% of that. Apart from that, 85% lies as dust for him. He tried to help many people. Like he built a hospital, a cancer hospital for children, and he tried to help the rural people by partnering with Shankar Netralaya. They used to charge only 20% for all the surgeries and whatever expenses which comes. He was well into charity. He tried to help many people, as much people as possible. Though he was struggling with his health, doing dialysis, he tried to live happy with his family. He tried to make them smile. He was dancing in a wheelchair with so much difficulties and health issues. So he tried to live happily at most as possible and make his family happy at most as possible. I believe he would have developed all these complications as he missed to take care of his health. Being in stock market is really a stressful job. So we need to learn to take care of stress and we need to learn to manage our stress levels. Else it will take our health for a toss. Hell, a lot of money is not going to save us or anyone without our health. Do some activities, have a good food regime, have a good diet, take care of your health and live a life full of happiness. That's all will keep you going for a very long time. I dedicate this video for his family and the investors who loves the Big Bull. I and my followers convey our deepest condolences for his family and friends, and I wish his soul rests in peace and the legend be remembered in the hearts and minds of people. Please convey your condolences and thoughts in the comment section for the soul to rest in peace. Thank you all. This is Vivek signing off. Thank you for watching.